Long ago, beyond the rolling green valleys and mist-covered rivers of northern Britain, there stood the proud kingdom of Valenmere. The kingdom stretched from silver coastlines where fishermen sang to the tides to ancient oak forests where villagers swore the trees whispered at dusk. At the heart of Valenmere rose Stormwatch Castle, built upon a hill so high it seemed to touch the drifting clouds. Its towers were carved from pale stone that glowed softly beneath moonlight, and its banners bore the royal crest, a soaring hawk carrying a crown in its talons. For many peaceful years, Valenmere was ruled by King Aldrich the Steadfast. He was a ruler known not for conquest, but for fairness. He walked among his people in disguise, settled village disputes with patience, and believed that a kingdom's strength came not from its armies, but from the happiness of its people. Yet time, as it does to all rulers, slowly bent the king's back and silvered his hair. And though he ruled wisely, King Aldrich carried a sorrow heavier than any crown. He had no heir. The king's final command. As illness tightened its grip upon him, whispers spread across the kingdom. Noble families sharpened ambitions hidden behind polite smiles. Wealthy merchants began funding private guards. Generals quietly tested the loyalty of their soldiers. The kingdom feared what would happen when the throne stood empty. On a stormy evening, as thunder rolled across the castle towers, King Aldrich summoned the royal council, his most trusted advisors, scholars, and knights. They gathered beside his bed, where candles flickered against the stone walls. With trembling hands, the king pointed toward a velvet cushion resting beside him. Upon it lay the crown of Valenmere. The crown was unlike any other royal treasure, forged centuries earlier by Queen Elowen, the kingdom's legendary first ruler. It was crafted from woven strands of gold and silver that seemed almost alive. 7 sapphires were embedded around its band, each said to hold the wisdom and memory of rulers past. "Listen carefully," the king whispered. The council leaned closer. "When I am gone, place the crown on the throne. Let it choose who is worthy to rule." The chamber fell silent. Several council members exchanged confused glances. "The crown carries magic older than this castle. It cannot be worn by those who seek power for themselves." Those were the last royal words spoken before the king passed into legend. The crown's refusal. 3 days later, the great hall of Stormwatch Castle overflowed with nobles, generals, scholars, and wealthy landowners. Each had come convinced destiny favored them. The crown was placed on the marble throne beneath a beam of sunlight shining through stained glass windows. The first challenger was Lord Bartham of Greyhold, a towering man known for his vast lands and private army. He declared, "I have defended this kingdom with my gold and soldiers." He lifted the crown and set it upon his head. The sapphires flickered, then darkened. The crown slid sideways and fell, clattering loudly across the marble floor. Murmurs rippled through the hall. Next came Lady Merowyn, a brilliant strategist whose influence stretched through nearly every noble house. She placed the crown upon her carefully styled hair. At once, her confident smile vanished. The crown grew unbearably heavy. She staggered and collapsed, gasping as if crushed beneath invisible weight. One by one, others tried. A war hero whose victories were sung across the land found the crown burning like frost upon his brow. A wealthy duke discovered it slipping through his fingers as though refusing to be held. A scholar claimed knowledge made him worthy, only for the sapphires to dim to dull stone. Days passed. No ruler was chosen. Fear began creeping through the kingdom like winter fog. The stable boy. Far below the castle's grand towers, near the warm scent of hay and leather, lived a young stable hand named Ewan Thornbridge. Ewan was 17 and known throughout the castle grounds for his gentle spirit. He spoke softly to the horses, sang while cleaning stalls, and often shared his meals with younger servants. He had lost his parents to illness when he was young,